The windshield is fogged with your own breath. Outside, the highway is a graveyard of dead minivans and abandoned SUVs, doors hanging open like broken jaws. Snow is piling up against your tires. The radio coughs static, then nothing. Your phone is a black mirror. The dashboard clock froze 3 hours ago at 4:47 p.m., and the sun is bleeding out behind a tree line that looks too quiet, too still, too watching. You twist the key, the engine wheezes, tries, dies. You twist it again, nothing. And somewhere, way down the road, you hear a voice that is not asking for help. Welcome to your new house. Because here's the part nobody on the Prepper podcasts wants to admit. When the grid goes black and the cities turn into a slow-motion knife fight, the smartest shelter you can find is not a cabin in Montana. It's not a bunker. It's not your buddy's basement with the canned beans. It's the 4,000-pound steel box you're already sitting in. You were told a car is a death trap in a crisis. That's a half-truth somebody fed you so you'd stay put and wait for help that's not coming. A car, used right, is a mobile fortress, a heat shelter, a water collector, and a getaway vehicle stitched into one. Used wrong, yeah, it's your coffin on wheels. Stick with me. We're going to flip every dumb instinct you have about your vehicle, one piece at a time. And later, I'm going to tell you the single biggest mistake people make on night 2, the one that gets them killed by something they brought into the car themselves. You'll want to hear that one. So let's start with the enemy. The cold is not just weather. The cold is a pickpocket with infinite patience. It does not kick the door down. It slips its fingers into every seam of your jacket, every gap in the door rubber, every breath you exhale into the cabin air. A parked car at 20 degrees outside drops to outside temperature in about 30 to 45 minutes. Glass is a terrible insulator. Metal is worse. You're basically sitting inside a giant tin can in a freezer. Trick number 1. The cabin shrink. You do not heat the car. You heat a closet inside the car. Climb into the back seat. Drape blankets, jackets, floor mats, hell, the seat covers if you have to, over the front seats to make a wall. Now you've shrunk your shelter from 100 cubic feet to about 30. Your body throws off roughly 100 watts of heat just sitting there. Same as a light bulb that won't shut up. In a smaller space, that wattage actually means something. In the full cabin, it disappears like a whisper in a cathedral. Trick number 2, and this one separates the people who walk out from the people they find in the spring. The window quilt. Every window is a heat hemorrhage. Glass loses heat about 10 times faster than the insulated parts of your car body, so you cover them. Cardboard from the trunk liner, floor mats wedged against the rear glass. That reflective sunshade you bought for summer and forgot about, foil side facing in. You're not just blocking cold, you're bouncing your own infrared back at yourself like a sad little campfire made of you. Pro tip, leave a 1-inch gap at the top of one window. Just one. You need air, not a tomb. Now, before we go further, real question. If you've ever slept in your car, even just one night at a rest stop, drop a comment about what you wished you'd had with you. Because somebody scrolling past right now is going to learn something from your one bad night, and that's how this works. Trick number 3. The engine pulse. People burn through their fuel because they panic and run the heater for hours. That's how you wake up dead from carbon monoxide, by the way. Especially if your tailpipe is buried in snow. Get out. Clear the tailpipe every single time. Then run the engine 10 minutes every hour. Heat soaks into the seats, into your clothes, into the dashboard. It lingers. A half tank of gas, used this way, can keep you alive for 2, maybe 3 days. Burned dumb, it lasts you one cold night. But the cold is just one tenant in this apartment. Let's talk about water, because here is the dark joke nobody warned you about. You are surrounded by water and dying of thirst. Snow on the hood, frost on the windows, rain pooling in the wheel wells. The average human, in cold weather, still loses about 2 to 3 liters of water a day just by breathing. Your breath fogging that windshield? That's you evaporating. Use the car as a still. Take any container, a coffee cup, a hubcap, a cut-open soda bottle, scrape snow into it, set it on the dashboard with the windshield catching sun. Even weak winter sun through glass creates a greenhouse effect. The snow melts. You drink. Do not, I repeat, do not eat snow raw. It drops your core temperature so fast, you'll trade thirst for hypothermia, and hypothermia wins that fight every time. Now the part I promised you. Night 2. This is where most people die in a car shelter, and it's not from cold, it's from condensation. Every breath you exhale puts moisture into the cabin. By night 2, your blankets are damp, your socks are damp, your jacket lining is damp. Wet insulation is dead insulation. Cotton, especially, becomes a sponge that wicks heat right off your skin. There's an old saying among people who actually live in this stuff: cotton kills, wool forgives. Strip wet layers off before you sleep. Hang them over the front seats to dry from your body heat in the closet you built. Sleep in the driest layer you have, even if it's just a t-shirt and a wool sock pulled over your hand. Looks ridiculous. Saves your life. Real talk for a second. I once spent a night in a stalled truck on a forest road, and I made every mistake on this list. Ran the heater nonstop. Slept in damp jeans. Woke up shivering so hard my teeth chipped against each other. The car had everything I needed in it. I just didn't know how to read it. That's why I'm telling you this now, so you don't have to learn it the way I did. Let's talk about the second enemy. People. Because in a real grid-down scenario, your stalled car on a roadside is a billboard that says, "Supplies inside, owner sleeping." You are now the gas station. The radio antenna, the broken windows, the dome light flickering on. When you open the door, all of it screams, "Here I am." Light discipline. Kill every interior bulb. Pop the dome light fuse or just unscrew the bulb. When you open the door at night, no light spills out. You become invisible again. Park nose out, always. If you have to leave fast, you don't want to be three-point turning while strangers walk up the road. Park behind a wreck, between two dead cars, in the shadow of a billboard, anything that breaks your silhouette. A car alone in an open field at night is prey. A car in a herd of dead cars is just another corpse. Quick break. If anything in this script has made you look at your car with new eyes, do me a favor and tap that subscribe button. Half the reason this channel exists is so the next time the lights flicker, somebody you love already knows what to do. You never know which video is going to be the one that matters. Now. The car is more than a shelter. It is a toolbox most people throw away. Your headlights, even dying, are a signaling tool. 2 long flashes, 3 short, 2 long, the universal SOS. Your horn carries about a mile in still air. Use it sparingly, in patterns, never random, because random is ignored and patterns are answered. Your seatbelts, cut free, become rope rated for hundreds of pounds. Your floor mats become insulation, ground pads, even snow shovels in a pinch. Your hubcaps, plates. Your rear view mirror, a signal mirror that can be seen from a low-flying plane up to 7 miles out on a clear day. The decorative tire iron rusting in your trunk is now the most valuable object in a half-mile radius. And here's the science, the real why behind all of this. A car is the closest thing to a survival pod the average person already owns. It's metal, which means it blocks wind, deflects most thrown objects, and can be locked. It's enclosed, which means a single human heat source can maintain a livable microclimate for days. It's mobile, even sitting dead, because it can be pushed, towed, or stripped for parts. And it sits exactly between 2 worlds, the world that just collapsed and the world you're trying to walk into. Your house is a fixed target. Your car is a question mark. In a world where being predictable gets you killed, a question mark is a beautiful thing to be. Remember the cold pickpocket from earlier? Now that you've shrunk the cabin, quilted the windows, pulsed the engine, and stripped the wet layers, that pickpocket is reaching into an empty pocket. Remember the voice down the road? You killed the dome light, you parked behind the wreck. You're a shadow inside a shadow. They walk past. They keep walking. Sun comes up. Pale, yellow, real. You crack the window. You drink the snowmelt off the dashboard. You eat something cold from a can, and it tastes like victory in pasta sauce. The engine coughs, catches, holds. You pull out onto a road that belongs to nobody now, which means it belongs a little bit to you. You are not the person who got stranded yesterday. You are the person who turned a dead car into a living shelter, who read every part of a useless machine like a survival manual, who slept through the longest night of your life and woke up to drive out of it. The world ended. You did not. If this kept your attention all the way down here, hit that subscribe button before you close the tab. Because the next one I'm working on is about the 3 things in your trunk right now that can save your life, and the one thing in there that will absolutely get you killed. You don't want to find out the hard way, which is which.